Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. Some nice, interesting moves in the market. We're going to look at those moves now as we go through the market analysis. We go through about 40 pairs. We don't go into the detail of each and every pair, but where there is something interesting, we will do. We'll go into a bit of detail on that. All right, so we have just completed our 2-week course for November. That was the last course of the year. If you missed that course out, you will only get another opportunity to attend the live course February 2020. All right, so if you're interested in the course, you can contact me as per my contact details that you would find under the description of each and every one of my videos. I'm just going into my channel here on YouTube. So if you go to my channel on YouTube, you'll find all my videos. If you click on any of the videos under the description of the videos, you will find my contact details. So that is my email address that you will find there, vmanena@gmail.com. You'll see also the Telegram and WhatsApp number. You can use that mobile number via Telegram and WhatsApp. There's also a Telegram channel, which I use mostly for posting the live webinars. So if you like to attend the live webinars, you can subscribe to that Telegram channel. You'll get the link for the live webinars a couple of hours before it starts. Also on TradingView, that is my link that you can contact me through. But do not send me inbox inquiries on TradingView. So this is just for my profile and some of the updates that I do on TradingView. If you're interested in that, I have posted 2 ideas which we'll go through trade recaps shortly. So the information that you see there is a bit outdated, so we're going to have to update. So the next course starts February. The exact dates will be confirmed. So there's going to be a lot of changes from next year, which I will announce in the next week or 2. One of those includes that the course is going to go, the price of the course is going to go high from next year. So that is one of the things that you should just be aware of. We have kept the price constant for the last 3 years. Now there's a whole lot more work that needs to go into this. So hence the increase in price. So, but all the details will be confirmed before the end of the year. Right. So as I said, the course for this year has been done. Next one, February. But if you want to learn any time before February, you can subscribe and get the recording of the course. The course is fully recorded on videos. The live session is mainly for interaction. So there's absolutely no difference between the recorded course and the live course, except for the live part of course. All right, so you will also find timestamps on the videos. That makes it easy for you to go to the specific pairs that you're interested in. As you can see there, these will be available a couple of hours after the video has been posted on YouTube. So if you find that there are not timestamps in the first couple of hours, please don't worry, it will be uploaded. Okay, so let's get into this week's analysis. A lot of setups are quite straightforward, and I will be looking mostly in the lower time frame, the 4 and the 1 hour. So there's very straightforward trades to look forward to. Right, so let's start with the 2 setups that I posted on TradingView. So if you like to follow me on TradingView, you can do so. It's difficult to find me on TradingView if you just try to look up for Victor Manena. My profile name is V Manena. So look for V Manena if you're looking for that. But it makes it easy if you just go to the link under the description of the video. You can just click on that link and then it will take you straight to my profile on TradingView. So let's go through the 2 setups that I posted. The first one was gold. So we're looking for gold to drop from current levels. So it has played out it's starting to play out well. It has not really has not really started playing out yet, but this is what we were looking for. We were looking for this clear 3-wave pullback. I have put in a commentary there that is a 3-wave pullback, so watch out for it. Let's just scroll down a bit here. So just want to see where, yeah, gold setting up for a sell. That was the commentary there. That was the title of this post. You'll see that we wanted gold to drop here, but it was going it kept coming back here, and then it sort of looked like it was going to make a double corrective structure, but it has eventually come down here. So we are here on gold now. So we're going to look at how this is going to start playing out in the next coming sessions. So nothing much has happened, but we can see that the move that we're looking for is starting to happen here now. So this is where gold is. There's a possibility for it to do this and then drop, but we will be watching it. We know when to pull the trigger, but it is playing out very well now. So this was the second update on gold. While it was making this move, they looked like it was going to make this corrective structure and then push up into the blue box. Did not get to the blue box. That's okay. It's not a rule for it to get to the blue box. So now it just made a pullback here, and then we've dropped around this 1460 area. Now any entry that you find here will be a good one to ride it into the blue box. Right, so that was a nice one on gold. Silver is playing out even better than what gold is doing here. So let's just go to the silver setup. This is silver. Just remember, this is basically one trade. It's basically one trade. If you get one of these, you get both of them right, because they are directly correlated. So this is silver. This is what it was doing here. As it was here, this one was inch perfect. Said it was going to come up here and then drop from that level. Okay, so it has now dropped to around this level. So we'll be looking for entry to drop it down to the blue box as well. Okay, so that is silver. That is how it has played out so far. It has now made this move from where we wanted it to reverse. This is a lot clearer on our trade setups. Let me just look at it on the trade setups where I've posted this so you can see how this has played out. So this was silver. On the trade setups, you can see here, this was where it was. And then the update was that it was going to make another double test of the blue box and then drop. And that is exactly how silver is playing out. The structure on silver is much clearer than we see on gold. It's dropping here now. We'll be looking for an entry, and the next target will be around that area. Obviously, it does not move in a straight line. So use risk management and use a strategy for entry. We've got a very specific strategy for entry. There are three things that we looked at that are straightforward. It's like a formula, and the indicator that we use that pinpoints where the correction ends and when you should be pulling the trigger. So that is what a strategy should do for you. If you have a strategy, you should not be making decisions. The strategy must make a decision for you. And that is the beauty of what we have. As much as you've got a forecasting tool, which is the wave theory or the Elliott wave principle, you still need the strategy to trade that principle. And that is what makes us be ahead of the crowd. Okay, so this is a trade setups. I've looked at silver and gold. The latest one that I've posted just before leaving the office on Friday, this was a pound CAD. We spoke about pound CAD last week and said that it was going to definitely drop, and you can see now we've got a pulsing move now. We'll be looking for this to do that. You remember CAD yen has got the exact same structure, and then it dropped like this. We also had AUD yen that has made the exact same structure and dropped exactly like this. Now we've got pound CAD that has done exactly like the same structure. So I actually expected that it was going to reverse from that area, but it really doesn't matter. We will see now getting an entry here to drop it around this level. So it's going well, so you can check that out. That is a pound CAD. The yen pairs. Now we have to look at the yen pairs. I have to so look at pound yen here, and there's a nice update on this one. Now, if you remember, you can go to the video around these dates. Just check what date this was. I think it was 2-3 weeks back when this was making the move to the upside here. So we said that this was going to come here, test the top, okay? Test this top, reverse and come down here and then push higher. Okay, so now this was the focus that it was going to come up here. I thought it was going to come from from this level here and push higher, but it has now done exactly how we wanted it from the beginning. We want now, it is coming down here with this move. This has not happened as yet, and that is the move that we're looking for. You will look at this, maybe let's just look at it right now. We'll just skip through this one when you do trade setups, because this is a very interesting one. Could be the trade of the week, this pound yen. Let's look at pound yen and how that is playing out. Please track back a couple of videos back so you can see where that is coming from as well, because that's how you're gonna learn. If you not if you cannot afford the cost. So you can learn something from these videos. So let's have a look at this. If you look at a couple of videos back, I've shown you this structure that we've got a 3 up here, we've got a 3 back here, and we've got a 3 up here. Before this even pushed high up here, I said this was going to reverse here and come back down here to this level. Now, if you get an impulsive move from this level and any sign of a reversal from here, you possibly gonna get a move that goes back around this area on pound yen. Why are we looking for that? Because this is a 3-wave move down, it's a 3-wave back up here, it's a complex correction. You take the low here, whether you take it slightly and it moves back up, that shouldn't matter. Okay, so that will be a very nice one to look at. So it could be the trade of the week. Keep an eye on it only if this comes down here and we see sign, not that level, and we see signs of reversal around this area. We'll be expecting this. Watch for it to break out of this 3-wave move that is coming down here. Here, this is where I thought it was going to go and make a running flat like that, because that was also a possibility. But now this is the perfect structure: 1, 2, 3, and then up. So keep an eye on that one. So that is under trade setup. I have already updated for the members to look at this one. Let me just make sure that I have. Just see here. Yes, I have. So this you see as it's coming down here, we want it to come down here. It's a very clear structure: 3 down, complex, down here, and then we're looking for this one. Let's keep an eye. Could be a Christmas present for you if that plays out like that. Okay, so that is pound yen. Let's look at the rest. So the yen pairs, because we're forecasting gold and silver down, I expected that the yen pairs were going to make at least a move to the upside, but it does not look to be strong move. So I've posted 3 yen pairs trades. So this is basically one trade. So we'll be updating this now during the market analysis, because nothing has happened as yet. We're still in these corrective structures. Right, so those are the euros. Let's track back some of the previous trades. Not silver. This is pound US dollar. Now pound US dollar, you see here we had this entry here, made a move here, back up to the top. Now we've got the structure. We're expecting it to do a similar move to what pound yen is doing, coming down here and then push higher. I'll show you which structure I'm looking for when we start with the trade, with the market analysis. So it looks very interesting there. Audi yen. We spoke about this for a couple of weeks before it started dropping here. We will still reach target. We are on this area, busy with the correction, and then it's going to drop. You can check, refer back to your charts. This is exactly where we pulled the trigger. You can see the red line here. There is a reason why there's that red line. It was showing us that the trade is ready and it can be taken. And hence you see that it has now made a move to the downside. You can just go to Audi yen and just check how that is playing out so far. It's going very well. So there's this Audi yen. If you play that out, you'll see that this was the entry. We spoke about this pulling back here last week, and then this may even do a structure like this, but eventually we still wanted to get to target, and that is Audi yen looking good there. Let's look at the rest. This was still Audi yen before it played out. You see, we see these moves way before they happen. Euro New Zealand playing out amazingly well now. If you look at this one here, pinpointed the exact area where this should reverse. It did not reverse yet. It made a move like this and made a double structure like this, a 3-wave complex structure, and then we're coming down here. Did not quite touch the blue box. This is what it did. See the structure here. This is what it is. 1, 2. This was a 2, and this was a 3, and this was the structure on Euro New Zealand. We'll show you the update just now, making this structure like this. Okay, right. So that is Euro New Zealand. Now it's playing out pretty nicely. Let's look at what the real chart looks like on Euro New Zealand. This is what it looks like. So this was the pinpointed area on Euro New Zealand. You see that it made a move down, went and retested the blue box and made this impulsive move that I think that came with the news. Now we are in this corrective structure. This can do this, take here, one more up, then we'll still come back to target. Okay, so we'll be looking at that. So looks very interesting. Let's see if they've still got more. We can I think we've gone through enough setups. There's a whole lot of more of this that we do in our in our room. So now this is when silver, way before silver started playing out. You can see that we are already now here around these levels. So silver is starting to look really good. All right, so that's all on the trade setups. Let's get straight into the market analysis. I'm sure that right now most of you are interested in what the Bitcoin structure looks like after the move last week, and it looks very interesting. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So I'm going to do a bit of a detail on Bitcoin, and for the rest we'll do the lower time frame because they'll just be following the Bitcoin structure in the lower time frame. Now let's go first in the daily structure. Switch off everything here. Now when you see a structure like this, you need to see patterns, and patterns that one of the patterns that Elliott discovered, or any of the patterns that Elliott discovered. So what do we see here? We see that there's a move here, there's this move here, but what do you label? Do you label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What do you do? Obviously, we're not doing an educational session here. We're doing market analysis. So I'm just going to come and focus on this structure and what I expect to happen here. So what do we see here? Last week, we looked at this to be starting to form a diagonal and expected that we're going to at least have a 3-wave pullback before we have the drop. But we've now had the drop before the 3-wave pullback. What is the structure showing us now? So let's have a look here, and I'll show you what we are looking at here. Now look at this. It's going to be very interesting. It looks like a mess before I put in any lines, but as soon as we start identifying the patterns, everything starts falling into place. Now look, you've got a structure there. If you've attempted to learn the Elliott Wave theory at all, you will know that that is an expanding flat, basic expanding flat, and that's another expanding flat with 3-3-5 structures, 3-3-5 structures. Very straightforward. Now, when you look at this here, you'll see that you've got a move down here in 3 waves. That is 1, 2, 3, and you've got another move here. That's a regular flat. This is 1, 2, 3 waves. Okay, so you've got a move here, you've got a move here. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. Now, what do you expect here to happen? You've got 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. You've got 1, 2, 3 down. You've got 1, 2, 3 up. You've got 1, 2, 3, 1 down. You need to get a corrective structure. And if you get this corrective structure, this will be your complete structure here. So that means here we need to get a correction here and get one more down. What will that do? What structure will that be? This is your doubles, 3 waves down. This is your X, 1, 2, 3. This is your another Y, 1, 2, 3. That's your X, 1, 2. We want 2 and a 3 here, and that will be a Z. Now, the interesting thing about this coming down to the Z is that it will be coming to the 50 or 61% of this original move. Now, let's have a look at this structure on the, let me just zoom it in so you can see that we are at the 50%, it will be at the 61% retracement. That corrective structure can get to the 61% retracement, and this is what I mean. If we get a corrective structure here, it can get us to the 61% there. 61% of this retracement. Everybody knows retracement. This is straightforward. Take a fib here, from there to the top, excuse all that clutter. So the 61% will be around this area. We're actually around already on the 61%. It's actually not the right one. Just remove the blue box there. So it should be around, we are around that area now. We are around the 61% of the original move. So even if we just go slightly down, there will be at the confluence of the 61%. So this corrective structure, let's switch it off here. This corrective structure will be coming back around the 61%. It's around 50% now of this move. This is around 50%. Okay, so even if it just goes one more down here to the 61%, that will be the structure that we'll be looking for. So what will happen at this level? This is corrective. Should we get another move to the upside, that will retest the top again, or we may get a pullback here, so we don't have to worry about that. When we get to this level, we'll be looking for entries to the upside. Okay, even if we do understand that this upside can be limited to be a structure like this. But for now, we'll just wait for this to drop. That's the immediate move to the downside on Bitcoin. Very clear structure, W, X, Y, X, Z. The Z is not complete. We still want the one more down here. Okay, I hope that is clear. So what does this mean in the lower time frame? Let's go to the 4 hour or the 1 hour. In the lower time frame, you see what looks like an impulsive move down, looks like a reversal. Not necessarily. This can be a move like this, three-wave pullback, and then we come down. Not even just that, it can even do this 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 back, up, and then we continue lower. So this corrective structure will be a perfect size if it plays out as a flat or any other corrective structure other than just three-wave pullback here. That is Bitcoin. So let's go through the rest. So for the rest, let's look at this very same time frame. You can see what looks like a reversal, pulsing move, and a correction. Like Bitcoin, we'll be waiting for this to make a three-wave pullback and then downside. Okay, just following the structure for Bitcoin, we'll do a bit more detail in the next week on this. So that is Ethereum, simple and straightforward. Litecoin, the same. You see that they've got the exact same structure in the lower time frame. The structure are the same. Pullback like this, just one more up. Let's see how that plays out. There will be a three-wave pullback, and Ripple as well, the same. There's no momentum in this upside move correction. Even if we get this, we're just looking for continuation lower. Just be careful when you're selling this. You're selling at a very low price. Okay, anything can happen from here. You sell here, comes down here with divergence, we start getting that pullback that we're looking for. Okay, so let's just watch the divergence with these three-wave pullbacks that I'm showing you now. Watch the divergence if they do this and they start coming down here. Because when it makes a new low here, and the indicator here, the RSI is making a new higher low, then this can make a pullback to the upside. So keep an eye on that in the next coming session. Bit of a drop and then upside. So that is what we're looking at on the cryptos, very straightforward. And the indices is also very easy to follow, as they are exactly following the exact structure that we're looking at. Now, last week I showed you an alternative that could possibly happen if the diagonal that we're looking at does not play out. So remember, we're looking at this to be a diagonal, and you'll see that all the indices that we got as that we're looking at as diagonals, that is the S&P 500, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. So they've all reversed exactly at the top of the boundary. I don't trade trend lines, but look at where that reversal, and it's not necessarily a reversal. That's just a reaction at that area. For now, because this is what could happen. This can be a three-way pullback, and we start getting push higher. Now, if we start getting a push higher, refer to the last week's video to see which structure that we will be looking for here. So there's a possibility for this to make an impulsive move in wave 5. I went through the detail of this last week. So for now, if we start getting this reversal, it's going to be still playing out the diagonal if we start getting back to this level. Okay, so let's go to the 1 hour and see what we're getting. Are we getting any confirmation of a reversal there? Let's look at the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, we've got this structure here that has not confirmed anything as yet. We've got an impulsive move here. We'll see if this one is going to confirm an entry for us to come down here, at least minimum this level before we put it to break even and see if it's going to drop like that. Or if it doesn't, then it's going to take you out for no loss. The trick here is to get a good entry here, or rather, if you are a conservative trader, you want to wait for this to make a convincing move, impulse, and then a corrective structure for downside here. Otherwise, this can just do this. So wait for this if you're a conservative trader. Wait for confirmation. That's the nice thing about the strategy. You don't pick tops and bottoms. You wait for the confirmation before you pull the trigger. And the confirmation comes also with the trading strategy. Okay, so that is the S&P 500, and you'll see that the Dow has got the exact same structure. Dow also reversed right at the top of the boundary, the top boundary. So we've got a move here now. That is your corrective structure. This corrective structure, just note that it can do this as well. But if it does this, it will be more inclined for continuation to the upside, because this will be a very slow or almost sideways move. If it does this, then it will push higher and confirm the second alternative that we discussed last week. So I urge you to watch that video, because that will give you a very good idea of what we're expecting on the indices. The NASDAQ has pushed a bit up above the boundary, but it has come down in 3 waves. We've got 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3. We're busy with this corrective structure. Now we want to see, is this the correction that is going to result in another move here? But this can just be 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, that will also result in a continuation move to the upside. And if this happens, then we're going to invalidate the diagonal, and it's going to be an impulsive move. We're going to be looking at an impulsive move. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at on those indices. NASDAQ we already looked at. Let's look at the UK 100. Now the UK 100 made an interesting structure here now. We focused the reversal from the blue box. One of the members focused this reversal from when we were still here and said that this was going to come up here because it was clear that this was 3 up, 3 back, 3 up. Not like that, sorry. So we've got 3 up here, correction, and 3 up. Okay, so zigzag into the blue box, and now we've got an interesting structure, and that's the structure that we're looking for. So I'm going to show you now. Very interesting structure. You can look at this two ways: a move down here, correction, and a move down. Okay, now after the move down, you've got an impulse. Looking for this. What does this do now? It's a bigger corrective structure, WX. Are we going to get a Y here? Let's see. So this can be, this can be a very good indicator of that we're going to get at least come back and retest the top, because if you retest the top, there's a very good chance you can get this first before it goes. Okay, and then your X becomes here, and then that will be your structure. Okay, but for now, wait for this. You don't leave it. If you get an entry and your strategy confirms, if you get a correction here, take the trade. You're gonna have to move it to break even or to risk free when it gets to this level. We've got a specific strategy for placing a trade on break even, entry strategy and moving to break even. Okay, so that is the UK 100. Let's look at the DAX now. The DAX also coming down correctively. Now what we see here on the DAX is a 3 move down, it's a 3 up here, could make 3 down here, and then we get this structure. So this is all corrective. So even if we get one more down here, we'll just be completing this expanding flat for a slight push to the upside. So the indices are still pretty much looking upside. As much as we've got those impulses and corrections, the overall structure, the overall pullback can be a bigger 3-wave structure and then upside. So that's the DAX, and you don't have a trade when it is like this. The only time you're going to have a trade is when you've got a specific trade setup that is confirmed by the strategy. Okay, so that is the DAX. Now looking at the NIKKEI, you can see also a 3-wave move and then a pullback in an impulse. So it's a 3-wave pullback that we're looking at on the S&P 500 and the Dow as well as the NASDAQ. Okay, correction here should at least take you to this top here, because there's also a possibility for this to do that, give you a flat correction. Right, so that is the NIKKEI. NIFTY. Lastly, the NIFTY is currently in a corrective structure right here at the top, 3 up, 3. If it's 3 down, 3 up here, we could be coming down here with an impulsive move, and this will overall be an overall flat correction that can result in one more move to the upside. If you remember the NIFTY in the higher degree, let's go to the daily. It has played out the expanding flat and pushed higher. So this was the expanding flat on the NIFTY. Looks like we've still got a continuation pattern there. So this was the expanding flat there. You've got this move to the upside here. This is the corrective structure, continuation move for one more up. That's the NIFTY, still looking for upside. That is that on the indices. Now let's go into the majors. Look at let's start with the Euro US dollar. Now Euro US dollar, we're still on the daily here. We've got this interesting structure now. Because this can either be a 3-wave move, expanding flat that is being played out here. So with the euro right now, you can only play it one move at a time. You can't focus a number of moves ahead because the structure is not clear. We've been looking at this as a diagonal for a while. Last week I showed that this current move to the downside could be making a corrective structure. If it makes a corrective structure like this, we could still be looking for that corrective structure that we have been looking for. So it's a 3 up and a move here. So it can be any corrective structure. I did mention that this can be you can stay in this correction for quite some time, and you can eventually come back to the 50% of this move, the 50% of this move, which is around this level. But you can see that this will not be a good trade to look at, because this will be very corrective, not really going anywhere sideways. But the move that you will be looking for is when this corrective structure is completed. When it does this and we start breaking out of that corrective structure, then that is the move that we're going to be looking at, because that move is going to be like this one. Okay, so for now, we're still playing it one move at a time. That's all you can do with the data that you have. You can only play that one move at a time. So let's go to the 4 hour and see what we expect of the next move here. So we've got a move to the downside. Excuse me. So this is coming down. Let's just get the chart right here. Now this is coming down with gold. Should make a small correction here and take the low here. From here, there's a possibility of this structure. Okay, so end this structure, and that will still be forming that corrective structure that we're looking for. A move up, 3 up, and then a move up. Okay, so for now, one move at a time. What do we expect here? This is not even a trade, because your risk to reward ratio here will not be good if you're going to be, if the target is only here. Okay, if it starts breaking below this, then the structure changes. But I'm convinced that this will take here and we have a bit of a bounce before coming down here, because this is very impulsive. It needs a correction. So just watch it as like that. Now pound US dollar, it's a very interesting one, similar to pound yen. Similar to pound yen, we had the trade here on pound US dollar that we expected to go all the way up here to break here. But also understand that the market does not move in a straight line. So we've got a 3-way move down here. And now I'm looking at this structure here as a 3 up, 3 back, and 3 up here. And this will be a complex corrective structure. We're looking for this one to come back down here. Now, like pound yen that I've discussed, the pound US dollar can come here to this low here. And this is not a support or resistant level, guys. It's a structural level. You can come back to this low here, not this one, and make a bounce to the upside. So keep an eye. If you get to this level and then you get a pulsing move, you can have a very nice trade that will come and break the top here to around these levels. Okay, so keep an eye on this one. We'll be looking very interesting in the next coming sessions. That's pound US dollar, US dollar CAD. Now, US dollar CAD, let me switch off US dollar CAD here. Interesting structure. Another one of those structures that if you don't really have a clue what wave theory is, you will not get it right. Now, just look at this one here. If you're looking at this structure, you'll see that you've got a move here, but this move only ended here. It did not end here. And so we look at this structure as a move down, move back up, and then a move down here. So this is 3 up, and then 3 down. So that will be a WXY structure. This is 3 waves here. Okay, I'm not exaggerating this. It is there, it is 3 waves. So that's how you can look at this WXY, and this is why we bought US dollar CAD here. Okay, and again with the news, it actually pushed up from, no, this was with the news, and then it pressed up higher from here. Okay, so now what are we expecting with US dollar CAD? I'm expecting that this will be the structure that we're looking at. It's a move up here, and this now, let's get that in yellow. I think you can already see it now that I've marked it. This is the move that we'll be looking at to the previous high here, and we are almost on our way there. So from here, I'll be expecting a big reaction there. Okay, so it looks like it's still gonna push up higher, and that's what they do. They need to short those squeeze. They need to do this short squeeze and squeeze it to the upside. This is what they usually do. They push the price higher before they push it down. It may even break the top here before coming down here, because of this simple structure. Because of this simple structure, it's a higher degree here. And the Elliott Wave theory moves in patterns that the interbank market moves in. Obviously, we don't know which direction the interbank market moves the market, and we speculate using patterns, and we can get to fairly close predictions by following the patterns that they go through. Why? How do we get close to their predictions? Because nothing in life is random. There is order in anything in life, and that is one of the models that we do in the course. The universe following a certain rule of law. Anything in the universe follows a certain rule of law. One of these days, I will do a seminar, a free seminar on the Fibonacci theory, so you can see why we are so convinced that these structures work. That is because everything has an order, and so do the market patterns. So maybe next year I will do a free Fibonacci video just for interest's sake. So this will be the why, and this is why we bought this one here. Now we're coming down up to this level. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so that is US dollar CAD. Still gonna push higher. You can see we've got a three-way pullback here. One push to the upside. US dollar CAD, US dollar CHF. Now US dollar CHF last week was making this corrective structure. I thought it was sort of come down here and make this move. So obviously we didn't get that right. That's fine. You don't get them all right. You've got three down here. Now I'm looking at this structure. Let's use pink here. Seems to be my favorite color these days. 1, 2. This 3 is not complete yet. We should still push higher. So that means short-term dollar strength in the next coming sessions, short-term euros weakness in the next coming sessions until we get to this level. Okay, so it's going to be 3 down, 3 up. I'm going to get one more down here before we get up here. So let's check that. For now, like I said, we're trading it one move at a time. So the next move is correction and then a move to the upside. Right, so that's US dollar CHF. Let's look at Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar, a couple of webinars back, we wanted it to give us a corrective structure and drop around this level. Let me just show you where that was. So this was around the beginning of November, the first week of November. So it did not give you this clear entry point. It looked a little bit impulsive, but we have now come down to this level. So it's coming down short-term move to the downside to at least take this previous low here. Let me take off all of this so it does not clutter the chart. We could have a possibility of this structure. We're still downside on Audi. Okay, so it can still do this and even take the low here. But for now, watch whether we get a corrective structure that will break lower there, or we're gonna get a bounce up first before coming down. Okay, so you need to have timing for those two ideas. Okay, so that is Audi, New Zealand, US dollar. Now, New Zealand, US dollar, you can see it's coming up here with what looks like a leading diagonal. Now, if this is a leading diagonal, let's just have a look at this clearly. If this is a leading diagonal, even if we expect this to break here, it may just be a pullback that comes down to this level, make another move to the top, come back down here, and eventually we're gonna have a structure like this. What structure will that be? It's 3 down here, 3 up, and then we're gonna have Y here. So you're gonna have this structure and then a move like this coming down. Okay, so this long-term focus. For now, what you're looking for is for this to just break lower here, because it can get this structure and get this one to come retest the top here and make this structure. So either way, it is possible, but the one that you've got all the data for is the next move. Let me just go to the 1 hour here so we can see this current move. If you get a corrective structure here, a convincing corrective structure, this is a pullback. It's coming down in this one. It can't even do this. We are looking for downside. We're looking for downside. Okay, we've got that structure there. Looking for downside on New Zealand US dollar. Do we have there? I'm looking for that move. So this is not a setup as yet. It has not given us any structural setup here for us to take it down. So we'll wait for that to set up before taking that trade. It's not even an interesting trade because it's the risk to reward ratio, if you're targeting only here, will not be good unless now you're coming down to the next low here, which would be a different structure, maybe an expanding flat like this, and then a move to the upside, which is this and that. Okay, so a number of ways this plays out, but you should be able to get the main direction. Right, USDZAR. Now, USDZAR, I've always said that there's a correlation between USDZAR and US dollar CAD. So watch that correlation. Okay, so after the gap here, it made a three-wave pullback here, which we expected to drop as it has. Last week it was making another correction. It has dropped as it should. Now we've got this pulsive move. Now with the CAD coming up now with a short move on the CAD, this can make a move here like this. But this one on the US dollar ZAR can be a three-way pullback that will come back to this low here. And what will that do? It will do this structure. It will be a pulsing move, this corrective structure, which we will figure out, and then this move. Okay, now we're just taking it one move at a time because the overall structure on US dollar ZAR still remains that we're looking for one more move to the upside. That is the overall structure and what we're looking at here. So it's making this move here. We are busy with this corrective structure. It's going sideways. If it comes down here, we still get this structure. So for now, trade the internals of the structure one move at a time. One move at a time. That's US dollar ZAR. Now let's go into the yen pairs. Pound yen, we already discussed. Pound yen, you can refer to the one that we looked at on trade setups, but for completeness sake, let's just go to the 4 hour. In the 4 hour, that's what I'm expecting. If I get a move here, if I get an indication of a reversal from here, I'm going to be looking to enter this trade from around these levels and take it all the way up above this structure. Above this structure. Okay, so let's watch how this plays out around that level. Okay, so while we're looking at it, again, let me show you, we've got a three-way move down here. You've got an internal structure in the lower degree here. I'm going to show it in red. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 up, 3 back, and 3 up. With this, you can see that it's in the lower degree than the purple. We're currently coming down with the purple like this. Expect this one to bounce from here. Clear WXY structure. Okay, let's see how that goes. You need to have a strategy to catch this move. I'm not interested in this one. Okay, if it goes all the way, then I leave that move. I'm going to look for a new entry point and a new and an adjustment in the structure as well. For now, this is what I'm looking for, and this is the move that I'm looking for. Okay, so let's watch. Very interesting move. Could be a nice one before the festive season. Okay, so pound, US dollar yen. Now, US dollar yen, as I said, we have been focusing upside on the yen pairs because of gold and silver down. There is an inverse correlation between the yen pairs and gold or the metals. Once posted this correlation, I think it was about 2 years back. This was 2018, last year, June, just over a year ago, showing the correlation between these two pairs. But correlation is not applied in a blanket approach. You can have this, you can see this is correlated tip for tip, trough for trough, top for top. So you can see from the clear correlation, even the labeling is just the inverse. But when you get to this level, you find that there is a slight difference in the correlation because from here, this went up and this one also went up. So let's just play that slightly. So why is it that on a inversely correlated pair like this, just hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. It was just crying here. So let's continue here. So why is it that around this level and around this level went back up here? My kid is just crying here, so just give me a second, guys. So why is it that around this area, this went up and this went up? These are supposed to be inversely correlated. When this goes down, this must go up. When this goes up, this must go down. But at this specific area, this went up the same direction. And that happens in even pairs that are directly correctly with very strong correlation strength. And the key thing here is the correlation strength, and that needs to be calculated consistently over the number of consistent number of days. For example, you should calculate the correlation strength for the last 30 days or for the last 2 months, depending on the time frame that you're looking for. So the correlation is absolutely critical, but you also need to understand at that point what is the strength of the correlation. As you see, gold dropped, but the yen pairs did not drop here. We still have a corrective structure here. We may make a slight move to the upside on the yen pairs because the gold has already dropped and silver. So let's watch what happens here. So this structure can be like this, and then we get this one coming down here. I was expecting it to do this, but we'll wait for it to give us confirmation. That is US dollar yen. You can't do anything with this structure here. Wait for it to confirm. Right, so that is US dollar yen, euro yen. Looking at euro yen. So euro yen, I expected it to give us a corrective structure based on silver and gold as well. I wanted it to push higher than this, but it looks like now we are making this structure. It's a three-wave move down. Are we going to tag here? If we tag here, we're going to have another structure here like this. So this will be now W, X, Y, X, and a Z before a move to the upside. So we're going to be adding another X here and another Z here. W, X, Y. Let me remove the clutter. And let me do it properly, because maybe too quick for some that don't understand the theory. You see here, you've got the first structure, you've got a W, you've got an X here, you've got a Y, which is three waves. Now this could be the X like that, and then a Y. Now your X is in red, 1, 2, running flat. This one can be any, can break and make a running flat, or can break both and be a regular flat. Then you get the last move, which would be a three-wave structure, or any of the corrections that Elliott discovered before we get this to make a move to the upside and come down. That's euro, yen, chief yen, same. So chief yen, you'll see here we've got a structure like this internally. Let's just do that one. Let's just show you what the structure is. You've got this one here. You've got this structure here. So 1, 2, 3, AB base pattern, and then we drop. So now we've got this on chief yen. 1, 2, 3. What's going to happen here? We're going to get a WXY. We're expecting a reaction at current levels. Is it going to make a move like this? We need to watch that, or it's going to give us a corrective structure. As far as the overall structure is concerned, if this is a structure like this, this should make a move, an impulsive move to the upside. So let's watch what happens when market opens here. Right, so that is chief. So with gold dropping and the yen pairs not pushing higher, that means there could still be a move to the upside on the yen pairs in the next coming session. So keep an eye on the yen pairs for upside. That's why even if this looks very impulsive to the downside, I'm still expecting a move to the upside. Okay, so that is chief yen, AUD yen. You know exactly what we're expecting this on AUD yen because of the gold. Again, this can make a move back up here and just be completing this corrective structure. And then downside overall. Okay, so that's what we are looking at on AUD. The trade on AUD was from here. This was the entry. Now it's making this corrective structure. We still expect it to drop after the move to the upside. New Zealand. Now New Zealand is got a complex looking structure, which is looking like this: 1, 2, 3 down here. Could be the move here, a pullback here, and another 3 wave. So that means we're missing a move here. As much as we're expecting the rest of the yen pairs to go up, we could have a move here that is coming down here like that. That will be a W, that will be your X, that will be your Y. So that means we still have a leg here missing, the Y leg missing. So this, you've got an entry here. You could be looking for an entry here to take it down here. But overall, it should push higher. That's the corrective structure on New Zealand yen. All right, so CAD yen, 3-wave pullback. Looks like we're gonna make one down before we push higher. Watch for divergence as it does that. We should be getting a divergence on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, when it comes down here like this. Okay, so that is CAD yen. Silver and gold, we already looked at this. We are looking for this to come down. Refer to trade setups and why we're looking for this to come down. If you remember silver, from when it was still here, I said we was going to go up to the top and then we're going to come back down. We got an entry. This was the entry here on silver. Then the drop. Now we've got a correction. It should drop again. Okay. Why are we looking for it to drop? It's making 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. We're looking for 1, 2, and the 3 to the blue box, at least down to that level before any reaction higher. That will be a clear WXY structure on silver, and that we focused it way before this started to move to the downside. Now from here, then we'll expect anything else to the upside. For now, this is what we're looking at. Right, so that is silver. Gold, the same, has made a nice corrective structure. Let's see if we're going to get this break to the downside, also to the blue box around this level there. Okay, just to show you the overall corrective structure on gold. You've got 3 down here, 3 down, 3 back, and a move here. So gold is missing a move. It's missing this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sorry guys, this is actually not like that. So this should be a pullback here. I'll show you why. I'll show you why. Now, when you identify your structures, 1, 2, 3, this structure is not in the Elliott wave theory. Elliott never discussed a structure like this. It is non-existent. So do not put in structure that are non-existent there. So this you could rather look at as a triangle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes much more sense than a 3-wave move. So that's why we're looking for this now to give us another 3 waves down here. Learning something, I hope. 1, 2, 3, especially for those that cannot afford the course. Okay, so you can learn as much as you can as with what we have here. So we'll be looking for this W, X, triangle there, and then a Y. Okay, that is silver and gold. Now let's look at the pound pairs. Now looking at the pound pairs, pound CHF has got a similar structure to that of pound US dollar and pound yen. So we've got a move down. We've got a complex structure looking like this. I'm expecting pound CHF to give us this back to this level as well. And I'll be expecting a reaction from that level for upside. Okay, so pound yen, pound US dollar, so far they're all correlated. Pound AUD also a slight move to the downside. Should be this corrective structure. If the rest of the pound pair starts making a move to the upside, then that means pound AUD is going to make this one up, one more up. Pound New Zealand. Now pound New Zealand needs to complete its move to the downside. We're almost there here. We had here as a 3 down, and all the analysis previously, if you check, we've been looking at this as 3 down, 3 back here, and expecting another 3 back here. And now we're almost completing that 3 back. So we should get down to this level and push higher. Let's see what this, how this plays out in the next coming sessions and when it gives us a setup. Pound CAD. We spoke about this one last week, said it's going to be a trade of the week, but I expected it to reverse from this level. But that's fine. You could see that it was just pushing higher, just like CAD yen previously, just like AUD yen previously, and we are now looking at this one to drop. You saw this one under trade setups. Wait for a corrective structure to come down at least to that level. We've already forecasted where it should come down to. Pound CAD. Right, it's not just going to go in a straight line, guys. It's going to give you a correction. It's going to give you an entry. And it's not just about the correction. It must be confirmed by our indicator strategy as well. Unless you've got a different strategy, you should trade using that. Okay, so that is pound CAD, and next one is euro pound. Now, euro pound should be inversely correlated to what we're looking at with the pound pairs. So the pound pairs are looking to come down slightly. So we should be expecting this one to push a little bit higher, three-wave pullback, one more down, and then we'll be looking for this to at least give us a move back to this level. We'll be looking at this one to be coming down as a V pattern from last week. Still expecting the same. So this is a three-wave pullback. When the pound pairs start making the moves to the upside, this one should be making this one. And then when we start pushing higher, then the pound pairs will start. The ones with the pound as the base pair will start coming down. Okay, that is euro pound, and then EURCHF. EURCHF, interesting structure. So EURCHF, we wanted it to drop, expecting this to have been, let's use the right color here, expecting this to have been an expanding flat like this, but we can see the structure has developed into a complex one, and this is what it looks like now. 1, 2, 3. Now, even if you can see this one is coming up here and the signs of a reaction back here, it will give you this and then a move higher. So what you will have is a 3 up here, you will have a 3 up here, similar to what you have here, W, X, Y structure. So one push to the upside on EURCHF. All right, that's EURCHF, Euro New Zealand. We discussed Euro New Zealand during trade setups. We're still looking for downside. From this started coming down from here, entry here. We're looking for this to be a corrective structure and then eventually reach the target at this level. So we've got a move up here, corrective structure here, expect to take this low, move back up, and then continuation down. This move to the downside may come with divergence on the RSI that can result in this coming back up here. Then you'll be looking at a bigger structure like this. Okay, so keep an eye. It has not developed into what we're looking for yet. Let's give it time to give us more data on that. Euro Audi. It's an impulsive move to the upside. Let's look at the overall structure. We want it to come take this level. Whatever correction we're going to have here, it should come back here. So what you see is 3 up, 3 back. Now we look 1, 2, and 1 more up. So a correction and upside. That's Euro Audi. Let's look at EuroCAD. EuroCAD. So EuroCAD, we wanted this to continue lower from here. If you remember, we had a setup here. We got this trade here just before the news and pushed up higher here. And we said from this level, it's going to come down to the previous low with divergence. If it's going to be making a new lower low here, should be coming with divergence on the RSI for one more move to the upside. But now the structure has changed slightly, but we're still expecting the same. So let's look at the structure. The structure is still this. Looking at this one, it's an internal structure here. 1, 2, 3. It's 1, it's 2, complex 1 here, 3 like that. Now we're getting this one here as a 1, 2, 3. And if this is the structure that we're going to get, we should get even more sideways here on EuroCAD, because we should get another 3-wave move here before we get any move to the downside. And then that upside that we're looking for. So that will be a W here, X here, and a Y here before you get a move to the downside and then upside. So let's watch this one here. For now, you're looking for this to come back down here. All right. That is EuroCAD, AUDJPY. Although this one I did not show as a trade here. We actually missed this one when it dropped here. Only saw it when it was already around this level. So that meant that we could not take that trade. So it was a move down here, pull back here. Now we're coming down with this one. Still correcting here. We should get one more down here. That will complete this expanding flat for one more up. So this is still corrective. Let's see if we're going to get a move to the downside. Audi New Zealand showed this one a couple of weeks back. I actually was expecting that it was going to be 3 up, 3 back, and an expanding flat like this. Okay, it looks like the expanding flat is not playing out as yet. Let's look at the overall structure on the daily, see what we focused here. When the focus was on the 4-hour, you'll see that this has gone exactly how we wanted it to go. On the 4-hour, you'll see the forecast That's not the trade, guys. It's a forecast. Forecasting is easy. Trading is the difficult part. Okay, so what you see here is that when we were here, we said that we were going to go up here, and going up was expecting only these two take the top here and then come down. So what did we do here? We corrected, we went up, we're coming down. Although not a trade, okay, it's just forecasting. Doesn't help you anything if you don't make money out of it. So now, if this is not going to make this expanding flat, wait for this to correct, because this can come back all the way down to the previous low. Okay, that is Audi New Zealand. CADJPY. CADJPY, we've got a 3-move down. We're making a 3-move pullback. Is this the move? And then are we going to get a move to the downside? Let's check how that goes. AUDJPY. AUDJPY. Also expected that AUDJPY was going to drop lower after this, after the CAD moves to these levels. So now we're making this corrective structure here. Let's see if that corrective structure, however it comes out, it's going to drop. Not a clear structure at the moment, so we want to stay away from that one. New Zealand CAD, also like EUROCAD, after the 3-wave move and the news from here, I wanted it to drop from here and come back and give us this structure. So for now, it looks like we've got an impulsive move back, and then we're going to have this one here. Are we going to start making a move to the downside? If it does, then this will be the move that you're looking for. 1, 2, 3 up here. 1, 2, 3 up here. So you have W, you have X, you get another 3 waves. So we don't know how that 3-wave move is going to play out, but that will be the Y. And then we then look for the move that we've been looking to happen from here, happening around this level, and then we'll make a move to the upside. So this was a single. I expected a single to come down and then up. It looks like it's going to make a double, and that's how wave structures move. They can be in singles, triples, or doubles, or higher degrees. New Zealand CHF. Now, New Zealand CHF is in this structure here. We've got to move to the upside. We're going to move to the upside. What the current move here is internally lower in degree than the first one here. So taking this top here, you should be expecting this one to come down here. Okay, so just watch for this to break lower here and watch the structure here. So the trade you're looking for here is for this to tag here, come back down. What will that do? Now you're going to have a structure like this and one more down. Okay, that is New Zealand CHF. And that structure will be an A, B, C structure like that. Okay. Lastly, let's look at oil. Oil has played out so far perfectly to what we expected it to do. We said this was a 11 string sequence here, W, X, Y, X, and then a Z. Maybe one more move here. I think I'm doing it wrong here, so let's just look at the labeling here. Now if you look at oil, you've got 3 up, 3 back, 3 up, 3 back. Now you've got 1, 2, 3. So this, if you look at it like this, this sequence looks to have ended here at current levels. Now let's watch what happens when the market opens, because what we have here is a very clear 11 string sequence that goes like this: 3 up, W, 3 back, X, 3 up, Y, 3 back, X. Now this 3 up here is 1, 2. It's got an expanding flat here. It's also a 1, 2, 3 up. So should have ended here. Let's see if we're going to get a reaction here lower on oil. You will need to wait for confirmation here. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me. That's all I had for this week. Good luck trading. Trade responsibly. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can also get a notification next time I post a video. Have a great week, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.